Hey there book friends, I'm Addie, this is Books and Tea Time, and spooky season videos are here. I am so behind on all of my spooky season content. It's already like October 21st or something, but we're gonna do what we can. We're gonna make it happen. I was kind of in a reading slump, just kind of also in a filming slump, if that's even a thing. I don't know, but it's still October and I want to read some spooky books. So in this video, we are going to be doing a video that I tentatively planned in my spooky season reading plans video, and I got a lot of positive feedback on it. We are going to be reading about spooky ladies and killer babes this week. I'm so excited. I have a lot of different books on this TBR. I have a couple things in mind that I want to read, but we're revolving around our spooky, creepy killer ladies. This is sort of a Halloween adaptation of my mythological babes reading vlog. I'll have a link to that if you want to watch it. But yeah, so I'm getting back in the groove of filming. We're going to film a bunch of Halloween activities and content. Alexander's coming over tonight. We're going to carve pumpkins, watch The Nightmare Before Christmas, so I'll show you all of that jazz. And we're going to be reading some books. So let's quickly talk about some things I have in mind on this week's TBR. First and foremost, we are going to be reading Plain Bad Heroines. I have been really excited to read this for a very long time, and it's finally a thing that I want to get done. I'm actually over halfway done already, as you can see, and I'm probably gonna update you guys on my current thoughts in a little while because we're going to go run some errands. So in the car I'll update you on my current thoughts, but this is the star of the show. It's a chunky monkey. It's like 600 some pages, so I am already on part 2. I just finished part 1 last night. Also, I want to start, I don't know if I'm going to finish, but I definitely want to start Lady Killers. This is going to be my nonfiction book for this video. It is Deadly Women Throughout History, and it is a collection of stories about lady serial killers, about female serial killers in history. And it's written with like a feminist lens in mind, and I am just, first of all, look at, okay, the cover, the spine, the back. I'm obsessed. It's gorgeous. I love it. I'm really intrigued. I can't wait to read it. So this is going to be our nonfiction. Again, I'm not committed to finishing it necessarily in this video, but I want to get a good chunk of it read, give you my thoughts, my opinions, first impressions. Then this next one I actually already read in its entirety, but I wanted to give a shout out to Fangs by Sarah Anderson. And this is an adorable graphic novel about a vampire and a werewolf that fall in love. And I read it in one sitting on my lunch break the other day. I did not think I was going to read it that fast, but I kept it. I have to return to the library, but I kept it just to show it off to you guys because, I mean, like, it's so stunning. You've got black sprayed edges and really cute illustrations, black and white illustrations on the inside, and I really liked it. So if you want a quick spooky read with an awesome vampiress and a cool werewolf dude romance, check this out. I really liked it. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars, but I wanted to shout it out because it kind of is on theme and it's Halloween-y and I really liked it. But last, my audiobook for this video is going to be Payback's a Witch by Lana Harper, I think is the author. I just started it. I'm only on chapter 2. I'm listening to the audiobook, and we're following a witch who's returned home after a long hiatus, I think 5 years of being out of town and away from her town and the magic that this town offers the local people. She's a witch, and she's coming back for this like big Halloween event in her family, and I'll give you more information about that as the story progresses because I honestly don't know what it's about, because I feel like all of these like witch romance stories are bleeding together in my mind. Like, I've heard a lot of people talking about the X-Hex, which also came out, so I don't want to confuse plot points and tell you stuff that's wrong. So after I listen to a couple more chapters and I get my feet wet, we'll talk a little bit more about Payback's a Witch. I'm also gonna carry this video all the way to Halloween because I want to do my costume cosplay situation on camera and like show you guys my costume and getting ready and stuff. I'm super excited. I'm not gonna tell you yet what it is, but you will see, and I cannot wait. It's gonna be so much fun. So right now I am gonna run to the store and get some stuff for tonight. We're just having a chill Halloween-y evening, pumpkin carving, pumpkin seed eating, and yeah. Hello friends. Okay, we got our coffee. I got my favorite lavender vanilla latte from my beloved local coffee shop. So, cheers. All right, festivities beginning. This is Alexander, and this is our pumpkins. So we're starting off tonight carving some pumpkins. We have no idea what we're carving yet. All I know is my pumpkin is the cuter one with this little Kobe stem. We're drinking apple cider and Fireball, the perfect fall adult beverage. Delicious, right? He doesn't like being on camera. Oh, I want to make fun of him. We also made these Pillsbury cookies, but they didn't have any Halloween ones, so we had to go with turkeys. Love it. Right, we're gonna gut these bad boys, get some pumpkin seeds in the oven, and then we'll update you. Okay, time for our next check-in. Our pumpkins have been gutted. Dun, dun, dun. So our pumpkins are empty. We're brainstorming some ideas right now. And seeds. Check back soon.
For it is plain, as anyone can see, we're simply meant to be.
Hi everyone! How do we look? Jack and Sally coming at ya. We got the whole shebang. Leggings, outfit, wig, bald cap. He wouldn't wear a bald cap because he's not committed.
Nah, not doing it.
We're celebrating Halloween. This isn't just an everyday occurrence. I've been wanting to do Jack and Sally for a really long time, and I think it turned out really cute.
Yeah.
It took us like 6 hours. No, I'm just kidding. It took us like 2.5 to 3 realistically. What time is it? Yeah. 2.5 to 3 hours. And now we're gonna go hang out with some of our friends. You give them a close up.
Hmm?
Yeah. Okay. All right. Bye. Yikes. Yikes, yikes, yikes. Finished Plain Bad Heroines last night, and I've got some unpopular negative thoughts about this book, guys. I had 150 pages left, and if I'm being honest, I forced myself to finish it because I so desperately wanted it to be over. It's just so long and so not it for me. It's just not it. It's not my jam. I do not like it. That being said, before I dive into my rant review of this book, that I know this is my opinion, and that, you know, other people, this might be up your alley. You might really like this. You might be interested in it. And I'm not gonna say that no one should read this book, that it's garbage, it's trash, you know. I could see an audience that might enjoy this for the ambiance and for what it is and give it a decent rating. Let's start first and foremost with the writing style, because I think the writing style is one of the bigger problems that I have with this book. So we can get that out of the way first. I mean, this is way too long, and like, I can get on board with a long book. I read fantasy religiously, and I can read a long book, but when it's a long book about nothing, or that has no meaning or purpose, or that is clearly not edited well, like, this book isn't long because it's long because it wasn't edited. There's so much that I have to be nitpicky about. I mentioned the direct referencing to the readers. That happens so much, and I am not against using the term reader and for the narrator, this mysterious narrator, to reference the reader. That in and of itself doesn't bother me. But this is not like a Jane Eyre moment where, like, at the end she says, "Reader, I married him." This is every 5th page the narrator references or speaks to the reader and says something that is, like, just constantly pulling you out of the story. And it's irritating, it's way too frequent, and it happens so much that it diminishes the purpose of it and diminishes any effectiveness that it has, and it just becomes annoying. It's straight up irritating. See, I opened to a random page and it's here. You should know, readers, that there are things that happened next on their date that can't actually be true. Like, I could open to any random page in this book, and, like, I want to say 5 times out of 10 I would find a page that has a direct reference to readers. I just opened it again. It is now past time that I pull you back to 1902, readers. Nope. Open to another random page. Let's see. This is there's a lot of dialogue, so it's not on this page. Let's scroll to another one. Yep, right here at the top. She seemed earnest enough about this, but even still, F. Merritt Emmons, readers. Scroll to another page. It was this, readers, that ultimately changed her mind. Open to another page. Random ass page in the middle of this book. Let's see if it's here. Oh wait, there it is. Like, do you see what I mean? It's everywhere. The next bone that I have to pick is the footnotes, okay? Again, am not bothered by footnotes. Footnotes are helpful most of the time, and they can add something, and I like the idea of using footnotes in fiction and using footnotes as part of this fictional narrative that's being brought up. But are you gonna look me in the eyes and tell me that a footnote that is this long is necessary? Heck no. Look at this. It continues on to the next page, and it's just backstory that could easily be either taken out or added into the regular text. Like, it's relevant to the story. It's relevant to what's going on, but they stick it here in this huge, tiny print paragraph. And this also happens all the time, and it is not relevant like half the time. There are several instances where someone says something and they say, oh, it must be this, and then there's like a 2-word footnote that says it wasn't, and just corrects things that happen. It's just like, what? The other thing that really grinds my freaking gears about the footnotes is that it's not consistent. the use of footnotes. There are so many times where in the paragraph text there's parentheses with information that is irrelevant and could be either edited out or put in a footnote, but it's just in parentheses in the middle of the paragraph. For example, right here, I marked it because it bothered me, and that is this paragraph where they're talking, now they were all showering in great clouds of maxi deet stuff. I don't know the context because I don't know what this paragraph is about. Parenthesis, consider the gasoline and metal taste it leaves on your tongue. Part of its charm, readers. End parenthesis. There's so much parentheses, there's so many run-on sentences that don't even need to be there, descriptions that don't even need to be there, and the repetitiveness of the descriptions. I also probably could open to any page in this book and find the word yellow jacket. Like, I get it. It's part of the story. These yellow jackets live, and they're mysterious, and they kill people, and they're dangerous, and they sting people, but it's everywhere. It's literally everywhere. And it's like beat you over the head obvious that it's a motif that the author is trying to like shove down your throat until you choke on it. It's cringy. It's cringy. That's what it boils down to, is there are so many cringe moments in the writing and the word choice and the lack of editing and the footnoting and everything about it. It pulls you out of the story. It pulls you out of the book, and then it makes me irritated, and I'm like, why am I still reading this book? And I remember it's because I'm halfway through, and halfway through is a decent amount when it's 600 pages, and I'm just... Another thing that really gets on my nerves about this book is it's so much telling instead of showing, of the narrator just telling you exactly what you're supposed to think, because the writing can't be bothered to be clever enough to get you to think that on your own. Does that make sense? Like, there is this underlying theme of, like, the presence of the yellow jackets and this and that. I just found another unreasonably large footnote. Something that I did like to balance out all of the things that I don't like are the illustrations. I mean, let's be real. The cover is gorgeous. I mean, it's stunning through and through, the way that it looks all around, the dust jacket, the hardback, like, it looks good. And there are these really gorgeous illustrations in the book. Here's an example. They're like these really quirky, gothic, doodly illustrations, and I like them. And then there are some pages where you have these like tiny baby illustrations in the marginalia that I even kind of liked. Example. This will happen a lot on random pages where you've got these cute little yellow jackets just on page. Aesthetically, it's a 5 out of 5 stars, but when you get down to what's on the pages, not so much. I feel like I would have really liked this story if it was just a story about, if it was just a story that followed the timeline of the past, where we're following these girls at this boarding school and the people who run the boarding school and this mysterious curse, maybe not curse, and the history of this land in Rhode Island and all of the stuff going on with that. If that was what the story was about, I would like it, because I do like those parts. I mean, the writing is, the writing style is consistent throughout, so I still wouldn't have rated it very highly because of that. But if the story was just about that timeline in the past, I think that would be a decent book, a good book. However, all of the stuff that happens in the present with the movie is just not necessary. It's not good. It's not wrapped up well. It doesn't make sense to me. None of the characters are particularly likable. I didn't like Merritt. I did not like Audrey. Harper was okay, but she kind of goes downhill. And the whole plot setup and the whole plot throughout that part in the present is so annoying and bothersome. And again, there's like these footnotes about popular culture and like what a finsta is, and I'm just like not about it. I feel like it's a wannabe Evelyn Hugo for part of the book, and then for the other part of the book it's a wannabe Shirley Jackson, and like neither of them work together. Let's end on a positive note. On the last note, I did like this like gothic sapphic vibe about it. You've got so many characters in female-female relationships and bi characters, lesbian characters, and the representation there is great. I like to see it, but it's also difficult when I don't like any of the characters' personalities. Like, I don't care about any of them. So I can't really get invested in their romances and believe their romances and get into it when I don't really like the characters and when they don't feel fully formed. Like, Audrey just felt like a caricature. Merritt was a mess. Harper, again, is this, like, caricature of, like, a rags to riches famous girl, and there are parts of her character that I like, but because of the chaotic nature of it, there are so many moving parts in this book. You have the present timeline. You've got this timeline that follows an older generation of the people in 1902, 1904-ish. Then you've got these past references to the younger generation, but you never get their perspective because at the beginning of the book, they're already dead and you're hearing about their death, so you never get their perspective. Then, literally, like, this far into the book, you get an additional perspective. And I'm just like, what the hell? And you only get one chapter. And I can't tell you who it is because it would be a spoiler. Although, like, I'm not telling you to read this book. But if you did, I'm not going to ruin it for you. But you just get a random addition of one chapter of another person. And it just makes me feel like they couldn't figure out a better way to do it. So they just did that. That bothers me. Then you've got, like, this other layer of subtext going on with the movie. You've got another layer for each heroine of your three main characters. You got their backstory in the mix, and then you've got other lore or like histories that are attached to Brookhaunts, which is the boarding school. And again, literally, like, the final reveal of the book, like, this far in, you get another layer, but it doesn't really match or map onto any of the stuff that happened here, so it's just another random story. It's like trying to tell 5 or 6 different stories at once and make them all make sense together, and it's overselling it with so much telling, like, this makes sense together, they all match, to the point where not only does it not make sense, it isn't believable. I am gonna settle at a 2 out of 5 stars for this. I'm probably not gonna get rid of it because the cover is really gorgeous, and I bought it when I was out of town, and I like to write where I bought the book in the dust jacket. I got this in Charleston on vacation over the summer. I'll have a link to my Charleston vacation vlog if you're interested. But yeah, so I'm probably not going to get rid of it anytime soon for those 2 reasons, but I am not recommending that any of you read it. Sorry. I have not read any more Payback's a Witch, and I have not started Lady Killers, and I want to end this vlog tomorrow, so I am going to start this tonight, but I'm definitely not going to finish it, so I will come on and update you with a few of my first impressions and thoughts after I read a little bit of this. I have the physical, obviously, that I want to annotate, and I also have the audiobook that I borrowed from my library so that I can listen and read at the same time. I'm really into that lately. Is anybody else into that, like having the audio and the physical? I feel like I read so much faster that way. Like, if you are having trouble getting through a book or you feel like you're constantly distracted, try that. Borrow the audio from the library if you have the physical. Get both from your library if you can, because I do think it works really well for me. I'm sad to say it seems to be a big nope from me so far in this video. Hope y'all had a good Halloween. It's officially November, which is my birthday month, and I'm excited for the holidays and my birthday, so there are still things to be happy about, even if 600+ page books disappointed us. It's okay. Hi friends, it's time for me to finish out this vlog so that I can edit it and hopefully get it up tomorrow because it's Friday tomorrow. But I just wanted to quickly hop on and say I started Lady Killers last night. I'm liking it. I'm hoping that the analysis is gonna get a little deeper and be a little less surface level, but for the most part, I like the idea and the vibe of it so far, and learning about female serial killers and female aggression and how society tends to use tools like sexualization or infantilization or like ageist beauty standard practices to diminish female aggression. I'm only 40 pages in, so you'll hear more about this in my winter wrap-up and or a future video. So if you want to hear my thoughts, make sure you're subscribed. But thanks so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed the Halloween content. Sorry that I didn't like Plain Bad Heroines more, especially if you like it. You know, it's just my opinion. You're allowed to like it, but I did not. So sorry about that. Hope you enjoyed yourself nonetheless. Thank you so much for stopping by my channel. It means so much to me. I love you all. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if that's your jam. And I hope to see you in my next video. Happy reading, happy writing, and happy living. Bye.